Welcome back, everyone, to Game Over. This is going to be the second run for tonight. We are going to do another Sekiro run. This one's going to be a bit longer, though. We're going to do all bosses, mini bosses, max difficulty. I'm joined by very good speedrunner Spacey L1 that's going to be doing the run for us today. You want to take it away, Spacey, and explain what you'll be doing?
Yeah. So basically what we've tried to do with this run is kind of combine as many of the hard mode modifiers as we can. So we are on NG +7. Technically, you'll see here start playthrough 10, so that'll be NG +9, but the scaling stops at +7, so it's effectively the same thing. We're at max new game. So we do have our prosthetics, we've got consumables, we've got a lot of our tools and stuff. What you may notice we don't have in the bottom left-hand corner is that we don't have much HP. We have the starter amount of HP. That's fine. And then there are two other hard mode modifiers in the game we'll talk about when we pick them back up. Because we have to get them in the game world. But the sum total of everything is just we're going to die very, very quickly. And if you can believe it, we're going to be making our health bar smaller during the run and not larger, in fact. So, yes, expect me to die plenty. And I can count us down and then we can start. So start time in 3, 2, 1, go.
Good luck.
Thank you. And then so we start here in this little tutorial area. We don't have our sword at first. And as everyone knows, without a sword, you can't sprint. So without being able to sprint, we're just going to have to hop our way through here. That is our fastest form of movement. And then we're going to be able to pick up / drop our first modifier here. Technically, we're dropping it, which is no charm. Now, the only positive effect that no charm has is it increases your experience gain by 25%, which a lot of people don't realize, but that doesn't help us at all. It's going to increase the damage and health of enemies, and it's also going to make it so that if we fail a parry, so if we block something, normally we wouldn't take any extra damage. Now we will take damage through our block.
So the Kuro's Charm, that's something that you get in New Game Plus? Or how does that work exactly?
Yeah, that's what's strange about it. You get it in New Game Plus, even though you don't get it in regular New Game. Or you get it on a file that has a completed game, basically. But it's dropping it that gives you the hard mode, which is confusing. I wish they hadn't done it this way.
That is a little confusing. Yeah.
But you see, we've got the red kanji in the bottom left, so that's how you know we have it.
Oh, okay. And first mini boss right off the bat.
Yep. So the thing about no charm, unfortunately, in my view, is that normally you just take chip damage through your block for failing parries, and that's not particularly interesting to me. But if you take the new game scaling all the way up and you don't upgrade your health at all, then suddenly you're taking half your health every time you fail a parry. And so that was kind of the impetus behind designing this run, and combined with Demon Bell that we'll get later, which is further going to turn up the damage and health of things. We're going to be dying really, really quickly, which is exactly what we want. We want to be punished for our mistakes. And then so we're going to try to do the tutorial fight here, but if I die, I'm not going to reset for it. Obviously, we don't have time. So I'm going to buff with Yasha here, which that is going to cut my tiny little health bar in half. So this is what, for most of the run, we're going to have, is this tiny little bitty health bar. Cool, I just got one more phase.
It is rare to see anybody fight this guy at all.
Yeah, so we are pretending to be a challenge runner. Oh, he shot me, okay. That's fine. I wanted to rebuff there. I got a little bit too far away.
We'll get him later. We'll get him later.
Yeah. So that is the other thing. We're going to be doing this basically glitchless. I did do a glitch grapple because it saves it's a second, and it's cool.
Yeah.
But mostly we're going to be pretending to be good boy challenge runners for this, not bad speedrunners who abuse the game. So we're not really going to be doing like even any corner cheeses, or like there are things that are allowed in glitchless speedruns that we aren't even going to be doing, basically.
Interesting.
So think of this as like a challenge run that's been routed like a speed run, because we do have strats for the purposes of getting things done expediently. But we just got one more skip that we're going to do, actually, and that is one that you guys saw in the previous run. We are going to do Ogre Skip, because we need to do Ogre Skip to get Demon Bell. And I feel okay doing this skip, because we're actually making the game harder by doing this. The alternative would be to fight Ogre without having Demon Bell, which would actually be easier on me, obviously. So we're going to go ahead and do this skip while Regole does some announcements.
Sure, yeah. GDQ's next all-women and femme speedrunning event, Frost Fatales 2025, will be live from March 9th to the 16th. You can visit gamesdonequick.com/framefatales for more information on the event. And did you get that first try?
Yeah. So nice. I was going to do a little spiel about how I have run the shorter categories, but it's been a long time, and obviously that skip isn't relevant in the longer categories. So sometimes it takes me a bit, but it did not take me a bit.
That's
today.
Very impressive.
So
we were thinking that like I'd be doing the announcements while Spacey's just failing the skip over and over, but then he gets his first try anyways.
You could do one more, because I got to wait for Demon Bell anyway.
Okay.
This also takes forever.
You can also join the official GDQ Discord and add the hotfix role, where you can keep tabs on upcoming events, talk with staff, and more. Use !Discord and Twitch chat for more info.
All right, so then we warp back. Now we can start fighting things, because every boss or mini boss that can be killed with all of our hard mode modifiers, I will kill with all our hard mode modifiers. That is part of the rule of the challenge. So that's why we did that skip to grab that, and now we backtrack just a hair to get these guys. But see, this is another fight like where we could dead angle him, but I'm going to do my best to stay like in front of him. There are like some cases where I might like accidentally for like a little bit, but mostly we're trying to make them fight back, even if we have to help them a little bit.
So what exactly does the Demon Bell do specifically?
So Demon Bell, the point of it is for farming. It increases like, I believe it's effectively your item discovery. If you think like from other souls, it increases item drop rate and stuff, but it's going to increase the health and damage of bosses just kind of straight up. Okay. If I'm just like playing for fun, I kind of think just No Charm is more fun rather than Demon Bell just making things tankier, but you might as well do both, right? If you're going to do both, you're going to do one. And then, yeah, so we use the gotcha, and we're going to sneak up on Ogre here. We will be doing intended stealth death blows like that, definitely. And then here, there isn't really another way to fight Ogre other than to kind of circle around him, because he's mostly going to spam grabs at us while we try and stay behind him here. See, he has a lot of health. And I'm sure at some point soon we will get hit, and then you will see exactly.
Yeah. I'm waiting to like at least block an attack just so that you have a glimpse of like a failed parry.
I tried to fail that one, but it worked, so.
Oh,
unfortunate for us.
Too good.
I'm sure I will die. I've never done this whole challenge deathless, not with all bosses and mini bosses. And so we're gonna skip these guys here for now, and then we're gonna get them from behind. I definitely recommend this as like a casual strat as well. But the nice thing about doing this in NG Plus is that we mostly are as strong as we're gonna be, so it does let us route things a little more cleanly. We don't have to backtrack as much as we do in like the actual all bosses run. Oops. It's fine. So you will get to, it helps for routing, which is nice for me keeping track of things. But yeah, I am just gonna kill these guys. There's too many people here who can all kill me for this particular mini boss. So there we go. We just got one more. He starts his patrol as soon as I touch the ground here. I'm going to buff with Yasha. I can only have one sugar buff at a time. So I'm mostly going to be alternating between the stealth sugars and the damage sugars here. You don't take damage from that, you just get posture broken. I do also have less posture than you would if you had upgraded your health. I don't know if people realize that either, but upgrading your health also upgrades your posture bar. But as long as you make your parries, you won't ever get posture broken, so it's mostly not going to matter for us. And in this run, it barely matters that my posture is lower, because most of the time, I'm just going to die if I, like, take a hit that would break my posture, right? Because that would mean that I failed to parry. And now we're going to go fight a headless. This is our first headless.
Man, I hate these guys.
Yeah, they're really annoying in this run. So the best way to fight them casually is to, like, loop them kind of in a circle. If you learn how to do that. But again, we're doing our best not to do that. And because of that, they can teleport a lot, and that also is going to mean, unfortunately, that we're going to have to, like, buff multiple times throughout the fight. So that's the thing that becomes hard about this, because these guys have so much health, is that I'm going to have to be managing my buff uptime here, like, mid-fight. I have to know when my save times to buff are. There's a teleport instantly. Then he goes behind me, tries to grab. But if you turn to face him before he starts up the grab, he doesn't actually have a grab hitbox, so that's habit. That's how you would rotate them. I do that sometimes. You can do the whole fight that way, basically, once you get the loop started. But trying to be good. He's just not doing anything. All of these attacks will one-shot me.
Yeah, I'm still watching to see. I guess maybe I won't have to watch your HP bar for a block. I'll just see you die.
There are only a handful of attacks in the entire game that we can actually survive.
Okay.
Especially with Yasha active. That was pretty good.
And that's even with, like, a failed parry.
Yeah, for the most part. There's some things like with Yasha we can live with like just a tiny sliver. Like, especially attacks that are, like, kind of meant to hit twice. If you manage to only take one of them, or you only fail one parry, sometimes you can survive it. We're also gonna try to do double canyon. We didn't get it. We jumped a little early. That's fine. This doesn't matter. I am going to be still switching back and forth between keyboard and mouse and controller a little bit. I would do that more in the speed run where we're doing more skips and stuff. But mostly we're not going to be doing that in this run. So
that's a common staple of From Software, specifically speedruns, is swapping from keyboard and mouse to controller constantly, or using even both at the same time.
Oh yeah, I just run to the left for the snake there. Don't worry about it. But yeah, that's why I like to have my camera pointed down so you can see exactly how I do all my inputs and stuff. I have kind of a weird... I actually need to grab this, not those. Just for safety here. So Gyobu, we have a combat art that is really, really strong against Gyobu, which is really cool, because this isn't something you would ever get to see outside of NG+. Because we're going to be using the combat art that we get from the final boss on him. And if we hit it correctly, it will actually just 3-shot him per phase. But it's really hard to hit. It's like, that's a good hit. That's a bad hit. I'm trying to jump and kind of hit from far away. Okay, he circled again, which is good. That took way too many to get it, so we're not going to be able to do the last phase here. Dragon Flash is the name of it. Oops, okay. We're definitely gonna have to fight some. That's a bad hit too. Okay, so I haven't quite figured out... Oh, okay, there you go.
Yep.
I thought he was gonna run away from me, and I was gonna get a Dragon Flash off. Like that, but... Okay. So we'll rebuff. And we just have to do the fight normally here. Okay. That's alright. That's why we grabbed the idol there.
It's weird to see the tutorials popping up in this game.
Yeah, we normally have it off with our splitter. Oh yeah, our first death in NG Plus is going to be enough to trigger this cutscene, which is annoying. We have to warp back. This one. Yes. That's okay. I figured we would die at Bull first rather than Gyobu though. His Bull is really annoying. Especially like clearing the ads.
All right, let's see a second try.
Yeah, I just didn't hit any sweet spots. I think you're trying to hit him rather than the horse. Like, it auto-targets him better if you're farther away. There we go. But see, you can just do that and, like, down him immediately. And now, that was so fast, we don't need to rebuff here. We'll fight him until he runs away. And then hopefully we should be able to finish him here. Okay, there we go. Cool.
Nice.
But yeah, that's like one of the few like big usages of Dragon Flash. Especially like the actual ranged part of it. In the all bosses speedrun, we actually use it to do a lot of damage to Shichimen and Headless. Because if you hit them with the melee part of the hitbox, they take a lot of confetti damage from it. Which we'll talk more about confetti later, I guess. But confetti's a buff you need to deal damage to certain mini bosses. Because there is a different attack we're going to be mostly using later in the run once we get it. But that's another thing, though. Yeah, that attack, Mortal Draw, you don't get it by default in NG+. So we have to go back to monkeys. So there's some stuff that we're going to be saving until we do get Mortal Draw. But mostly, like, the really simple fights that we already did, like, we are just going to do them without Mortal Draw. Rather than waste time coming back, because it wouldn't make that big of a difference. Okay, now we've got Bull, though. The problem with Bull is the ads in his arena. That's, like, the biggest problem, honestly.
Yeah,
there are
I
other
can see
problems
that.
with Bull. So there's a way, normally, you would kite Bull so that he would instantly kill the two ads in his arena. But with Demon Bell and No Charm, they are so tanky that Bull, even with his buff
Wow.
damage, won't kill them.
Yeah.
And then the other thing is that we do want to parry Bull to kill him, because otherwise it's going to take forever. But your block, even when you parry, your block basically, you can think of it in Souls terms as like a shield with 100% fizz block. But Bull does elemental damage, so we will take chip damage, like fire chip damage through our parry even. Okay, there's one. Yeah, so I've never found a consistent cycle. There we go. Okay, that's not bad. Ad clear. Like, the one guy didn't get hit at all. Okay, so look at, you can see my health getting chunked now. So I actually have to alternate healing here. But this fight goes a lot faster if I do parry like this. We should be okay now that the ads are dead, though. But yeah, NG Plus also makes enemies have more poise. And I do mean poise, not posture. This game also does have poise, just like the other FromSoft games, that determines enemy stagger. I was a little early there.
Yeah, I guess you can see that with like oh no,
I should have firecrackered him.
like mortal draw, like staggering enemies out of attacks. I assume that's like poise based.
Yep, that is, yes. So poise in other From games, it's going to be based on the attack type, not on how much like damage you do. So like your attack power scaling in this game and stuff like that won't affect it. But yeah, what NG you're on does affect how much poise they have. So like that's another thing that's going to change some of the cycles I have to do compared to like what we would do in a speedrun. I'm annoyed that I died there when he was almost dead, and especially with all the ad clear being done, because that's normally the annoying part. See, it only does like half of their health.
Yeah.
Please kill him. All right. Well, that was pretty good. That was even better, actually, so. Yeah, you know he's going to do the butt bump there when he approaches you like that.
I didn't even realize there was a hitbox on his butt.
Yep. Which, fortunately, because it doesn't do fire damage, we don't take damage from it. Oh, see there, we survived. We survived one of those.
Yeah, I saw that you had a little bit.
Okay. Okay. I need to heal. Okay, there we go.
Man, these fights are intense.
Yeah, it's an exhausting run to do. Bull is one of the more annoying, but it's not the last like hard fight or anything. So, yes, I'm happy to have Bull done. 2 tries is like okay. So we get this idol automatically, so we're just gonna run right through. We used a bunch of our healing, but in most fights that's not gonna matter. We only were using it there as a product of Bull's strange elemental damage. Hopefully I can get this castle jump. Because normally in runs I would air swim up here, but again we have to be good boys. There's a much easier jump up there that I can do. This also isn't a sequence break, by the way. This doesn't skip any bosses. Oh, nice.
Nice.
This doesn't skip any bosses. You could just kind of run up the back way without fighting. What is it? Ashina Elite. Mm-hmm. Who we will have to fight later. Get the revenge. Get revenge on Guinea here. Look at him backing towards the corner. This is what I'm talking about. Even if
they're trying so hard to.
They yearn for the corner.
I know.
That's what I'm saying. If we have to help him not get in the corner, then we will. But yeah, it's so funny when
he's like, "You want me here, right? This is where we normally do this."
That's why when people like get mad that like corner cheeses and stuff are allowed in glitchless categories, it's like I don't know what you want anybody to do. Like they love the corners. Like he's in this corner now.
Yeah, I know.
All right, last phase. We can back up and heal. He'll be too slow. He likes to start the fight off with that thrust, but that's also his scripted heal punish. So our Yasha has worn off. We're gonna let it so that we have more health for tanking lightnings. Because that's the other thing that's going to we're gonna have to tank health damage is doing lightning reversals.
Yeah, because that still does a big hit, honestly.
Yeah, so the lightning damage that you take scales off of New Game. Because I'm pretty sure it uses their, like, the boss's attack power to deal the lightning damage to you.
Well, at least it doesn't kill you.
Yes, it does a lot on Ishin. So you basically have to tank a lightning heal on Ishin, but it's fine. Here we're gonna just be doing some dialogue. So you can go ahead and do some more announcements here, actually.
Yeah, sure. If you missed out on any of our shows or events, be sure to check out the VODs on youtube.com/gamesdonequick. Also, your subs, Prime Gaming subs, gift subs, and bits cheered on the GDQ Twitch channel help support Games Done Quick hotfix. If you enjoy watching speedruns, consider subscribing to the channel to get access to our emotes and chat with other subscribers during our replays.
Yeah, so this is necessary story stuff. Basically, you have to kind of do this to advance the main quest, as it were. We can go through it a little faster than normal because we have subtitles off, which is going to let us start cancel dialogue.
Yeah, that's such a funny way to like save time.
Yeah, several years into the game, we found that out. Hilarious.
I know. I remember
save-
trying that in Dark Souls. Like, nope, doesn't work.
Yeah, it saves like a minute-ish.
That's
like,
a lot.
Yeah, that's a lot in the longer categories. It's a big deal. All right, now, so we're also doing RTA stuff, so we're going to run right down here. There are some mini-bosses here. We will fight them later. But we want to go, like, basically straight to monkeys now, because we want to get Fushigiri, the Mortal Blade, so that we can start mortal drawing things. And that's going to make the cleanup a lot easier here. So we just gonna run here. Actually, if you have any more announcements, you could.
Yeah, I can do just one more. You can also go to gamesdonequick.com/hotfix to check out our season 4 schedule and check out the schedule for an in-depth look for this week's runs.
Yeah, we did it. Because yeah, we just got to run through here again. This is something we would swim skip normally in runs. There's like a really long elevator, and the funny part is you just have to like sit there and wait for the elevator. Like they could have just started the elevator down at the bottom. I don't know why they.
Yeah, that is kind of strange, honestly.
I don't know why they did that. These guys generally won't follow us in here though.
It's almost like they want to show that somebody went up. Maybe that's what they're going for. I don't know.
We love glitchless.
No quit outs, yay.
Yeah, but the confetti. Okay, so the confetti. I can talk a little bit more in depth about what the buffs do. The confetti is just going to give you a 20% damage boost to the damage you do on an enemy's vitality, not their posture. So it's mostly not going to be useful to us. We also don't get that buff when we are like using Mortal Draw, which we will get pretty soon. So we're mostly not going to be using it. We're only going to be
some enemies that are really weak to it, though, right?
Right. We basically need it for specific enemies, and that's why we have it. And we'll be using it pretty much only for them. Everything else, we would rather use our trusty Yasha, which is just a 25% damage boost.
And you can't have
across the board
both at the same time.
You can. You can have confetti. Yeah. So confetti is essentially a weapon buff.
Yeah, that's what I figured. It's on the sword.
Correct. And it's one of the only like self-applied weapon buffs in the game, actually. Pistol is one of them, which we won't really be using. The funny thing is that lightning reversals, the lightning effect that gets applied to your weapon to do the reversal, that does count as a weapon buff, and it will overwrite your confetti if you have confetti on.
That's amazing.
Yeah, very interesting interaction the way they
that would
that.
That would probably annoy a lot of people whenever they discover that.
Yeah, because you can use it. Oh, so like, remember what I said about your block basically being like a 100% fizz block? The same kind of applies to enemy block, and confetti is basically an elemental damage type, the way it's coded. So you will also do chip damage to an enemy's health through their block, even if they like block or parry you if you have confetti active. So like, it's not going to do enough to change any cycles in a speedrun sense, but it's not useless casually. This is Armored Knight. So we have to get him off the edge here. And we're going to have to break his posture to do that, essentially.
Yeah, it's like
this last hit.
Iron Golem callback, basically.
That last hit of that combo will always stagger us there. It's not actually a failed parry. It's just kind of treated like a failed parry, and that's why I didn't take damage for it. So there he goes. We've got a zoo down there with a giraffe in it that we're going to have to go take out
with
later.
The giraffe in it.
Oh, yeah, there's so many. And the little giraffes? The little giraffes.
Zookeeper Spacey.
Yeah. But we're going to go get Mortal Draw first before we do that. Because that will make it easier for us to take care of the giraffes, so to speak. So now we got to run up to monkeys. If I were smart here, I would use a Gotchin like now, a stealth sugar, because that would make it easier to get through this door up here without dying. But I really want to show Gotchinless monkeys because it's really cool. So we're not going to use a sugar, and it's usually fine. But we might take a death here that's completely beyond our control at the door. Just get killed out of iframes. My favorite is when that monk, it doesn't happen very often, but if that monk gets all the way over here, and one time I had him grab me like perfectly out of iframes and kill me. Normally it's those guys. They're being very passive today though. That's nice. Okay. Cool. I'm gonna grab this idol for safety. And yeah, we're gonna do gotchanless monkeys here. So monkeys with no stealth sugar, I'm gonna be trying to do a double bump on the 2 monkeys here. So invis monkey starts right behind us. And then I'm lining up somewhat specifically here. Jump. That spacing wasn't right. Yeah, that's all right. That's the first time I've failed it in a while, unfortunately. I'm trying to bump both of them, but my spacing on the first jump wasn't correct. So we're just going to bait purple monkey over here. You're supposed to open this door, but we can just catch him. One more. And then we can use the elusive hall bell to restart us here. It works fairly quickly. So this will put orange monkey back there. He's still aggroed onto us, but that's fine, because we can just... It's very easy to bump just him by timing this grapple. Oh, okay.
All right, well,
was
let's try
unusual.
again.
Yeah, that was unusual. I don't know why he didn't jump there. Oh, hello, other monkeys. Okay, good. They're very slow about attacking you, at least. I don't know why he did that. Like I said, though, I haven't failed this in a while. This is a strat that's used in actual runs, too. There we go. Okay.
Oh, no, you like bump him from jumping over.
Exactly, yeah. Okay, I didn't manage to get the death blow, but that's fine. We had enough health. Okay. So that's good. Monkeys are done. Now we can go to the zoo. I hope everyone's been good during their trip to the zoo. So
That was just the first taste of the zoo right there.
yeah. So, like I said, we didn't have our sword at first. Then we found Kuro, our child, and he gave us a sword. This is a better, stronger child who has given us a better, stronger sword that we can use now.
Can you run faster now?
No.
Oh,
that would
doesn't
make
work
sense.
That way. Yeah,
we have
it would,
both.
logically, you know.
We have more swords and a better sword.
Yeah,
no,
exactly.
unfortunately. But this is definitely a much stronger sword, which you will see immediately. So Giraffe has a lot of ads. We're going to try very hard not to die to the fire that the little giraffes throw. Be very careful if you ever go to the zoo, because the giraffes just throwing fire everywhere. It's madness. Crazy, crazy stuff. I'm actually going to switch this to... oh yeah, so I'm also alternating using the Spirit Falls and the actual Yashas. Because the Spirit Falls take emblems, which we could otherwise be using for Mortal Draw, but you can only carry 3 sugars at a time without resting, so sometimes for routing purposes, it's easier to just use the Spirit Fall. And this will double kill. He's in the fire. Oh. So the fire also does more damage on NG+. We should just be able to just kill him, though, from behind. That's fine. That's the nice thing about this strat. It's just sometimes he ends up right in the fire. I've never seen him quite that much in the fire, unfortunately. So, yeah, if I had started the animation, like just me moving towards him, I would have died from the fire because my health is so small and the fire does so much damage. But now we're going to use this shortcut. I don't think you'd ever really see this used in speedruns normally, but for RTA purposes and the weirdness of this routing because of NG+ stuff, we're going to use it here. And go right back up to the top. And then I will remember we need to grab this key, which we will use later. This is just to keep you from getting to 8 before you've killed Genny, basically. And now we will do the mini-boss cleanup in Ashina Castle, because these mini-bosses will despawn eventually if we don't kill them now, so we have to make sure we do that.
I was wondering about that, because there's definitely... you can definitely miss bosses in this game if you don't take care of them.
Yeah, that's an important part of the routing here. That was Ashina Elite, for people in chat who were just asking. You don't need to do any actual sequence breaks to skip them. To skip him. I don't think a lot of people realize. You could just walk through the interior of the castle. And so these guys also, normally they would die in one, but in this it's going to take us 2 mortal draws just to kill the basic adds. Which means we do have to fight this guy a little bit. But
So the isn't it true that the jumping mortal draw is actually more powerful than the standing version?
yes, and it is a unique thing with mortal draw as well. It is not true of other combat arts. We're gonna do a little parkour here. This is a skip. We're like, but you know, we just skipped that door.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, I think it's cool. We're gonna do it because it's cool. That's some of the stuff in this run. It's just like I'm gonna do it because it's cool and it doesn't skip anything mandatory. So, but yeah. So technically, what it does, you may have noticed when we got Mortal Draw, we also got Empowered Mortal Draw, which is like a skill you can get like way later in the game, like upgrading a bunch of stuff in the skill trees. So what happens is if you do jumping Mortal Draw, it deals as much damage as a full-powered, empowered Mortal Draw for some reason. And again, it's only true of Mortal Draw. It's not even true of like other combat arts that can be charged. Like other combat arts that can be charged don't give you like the full charge just for jumping. It's just like a unique thing with Mortal Draw. And the version that's not supposed to charge at all. It's very strange. But worth noting that Mortal Draw is actually something that they buffed in the game. In patch 1.02, Mortal Draw was very bad. They actually buffed it in 1.03 and onward, and they never unbuffed it. So they like it being strong, clearly, and I think there's some cool stuff you can do with it too. But yeah, so we just did, remember I mentioned the bump on the monkeys there?
Yeah.
That's a thing we did for 7 Spear there as well. We're not gonna be able to do it with the other 7 Spear, really, because we're taking advantage of the stairs there. But that's kind of been one of the newer, relatively speaking, speedrun strats, is finding more and more places to use that. If you're in certain animations and the bosses are in certain animations, you can kind of bump into them like that and give them a little stagger animation. So that's like just a cool thing we can do in some fights. Just get free damage that way.
I didn't notice it on the 7 Spears. I noticed it on the monkey, though.
Yeah. Okay, so we gotta go kill this Shichiman here. So this is our first Shichiman. This is another one that's sketchy. So there are these floating terror balls that are gonna be popping out of the ground. Those will just kill me, and they can just pop out of the ground randomly. So, you know, we'll try not to just randomly die to those. So I ate the pacifying agent. Okay. It's a waste if he does that. So I can kill him instantly if he does that jump. It's a waste if he does it late like that, but that is a cool thing, the mid-air death blow.
Yeah, I actually don't think I've seen that before.
Yeah, you don't really get to use it in the run because you wouldn't get to go grab it. There's like a couple places where... Okay. And then same thing here. I am rotating around Shichi, but that's just like how you fight Shichi. Okay, that was pretty good. There are 2 more chances for me to die to them though, so... But that, I'm pretty happy with that. Though that's a sketchy one, and yeah, when you're... So, like, they try to teleport, they have certain set teleport locations, they try to go as far from you as possible. So if you know the timing at which they decide where they're going to teleport, you can position yourself to manipulate their spawn and then get close to them really quickly like that. Which is what I did there. But still, again, at this, we could just die simply by having a terror ball spawn underneath us. So it's a very sketchy fight. That'll work. So we did a specific pathing there. So that gunman behind me, he'll think he sees me and then he'll turn around. We're actually just gonna fight. Oh, I forgot, that kick will kill me. So in normal runs, I realized a little bit too late. In normal runs, when she parries you, you just keep attacking because you can tank a kick. And if she does anything other than the kick, you just get free damage. But I forgot that I cannot tank a kick. I will just straight up die. Let's get the finish with Mortal Draw now. Just close enough. I've died to that kick before. I realized it's slightly too late there. It's like, oh right, no, don't take the kick. Don't tank the kick. So there's some habits like that. Look at this big room. Wow, doesn't this look like a boss?
Yeah, I
arena?
know. I think that was the
Wonder
first
what-
thought I had. I was like, extremely surprised that there was nothing in there.
Yeah, good thing it stays that way.
Yeah,
For the
definitely.
entire- We're gonna go take care of Miss Noble. Already one of the hardest fights in the game.
Yeah,
As
yeah. I
everyone
can't
knows.
imagine how much more difficult this one might be.
I don't like fighting these mini bosses in the mist here because of the additional mist adds and stuff. I always run over here. You don't need to run over here because in the run you run over there to grab Yasha. We don't need more Yasha. We got tons of stuff. But yeah, so we'll come back for that. That's why we grabbed that idol. There's some other mini bosses we have to come back. Well, and a boss actually we have to come back for anyway later. So may as well. I like routing it this way though, because then you get swim for Snake Lake, and swim is fun to have at Snake Lake, as we will see. Oh, yeah, I don't need that Yasha either, but habit again.
Wow,
So, yeah,
very
that-
impressive fight.
Yeah. So the hard part of that fight is supposed to be getting to him. You're supposed to have to take like a side path and stuff.
Yeah.
But we just parkour up the building, and then he dies in one mortal draw combo. Even with Demon Bell and No Charm. Poor Miss Noble.
On New Game Plus 7.
Yeah. He does have hitboxes eventually, if you just like let him.
He can kill you, yes.
He may have killed
Somebody. Yeah,
somebody,
it
yeah.
may have happened to a person.
And now we gotta go do Orin. I'm mostly just gonna be doing some mortal draw punishes. If you don't have enough damage to just brute force kill Orin though, there's not like a lot you can do to speed her up beyond doing like normal parry strats. So this fight is mostly just about knowing her combos. Like any kind of sweep like that, I can at least get some mortal draw damage. Now I'll probably just save the rest of my emblems for phase 2. That's another thing in this run compared to the speed run is that like 1, 2, 1, 2, budgeting your spirit emblems and stuff, because the fights are so long you just will run out before the boss dies, and you just have to plan for that. So now we can use more to at least try to get some damage. But see, she likes to just do this. In the speedrun, we do her really late so that we have enough damage that we 2, 1, 2, 3. Yeah, so that combo is also a little longer in phase 2. But yeah, in the speedrun, we have enough damage. We can just brute force her down with mortal draw. But here we don't have that, so you kind of just have to let you hit her when she wants to let you hit her. Which is sometimes, you know, it's not never. Okay, and then Corrupted Monk here. So Corrupted Monk is an illusion type enemy. So she is going to take damage from Snap Seeds. Only up to 3 Snap Seeds. If I Snap Seed her without attacking her at first, she won't do her scripted counterattack. And so I can do that and then just buff. And then she goes into this opener, which I want because it gives me a big mortal draw punish. And safe mortal draw punishes are kind of hard to come by on this fight, actually. Like here, you can do a mortal draw, but you might die for it. Unfortunately. Like, it looks like a safe opening, but it's not consistently. There's a lot of attacks like that on Monk, unfortunately. She has some very quick follow-ups, but with a Yasha, we're going to make fairly quick work of her anyway, even without mortal draw spam.
Nice.
This is another, that was funny, the death blow animation failed there. But this is another thing to make a note of, the like kind of the weird rules of this run. I am using firecrackers on some fights, but on Corrupted Monk and True Monk specifically, she, like, her stagger from firecrackers has no cooldown on it. So if you want to, you can just like alternate firecrackers and hits, and then like you can also use like Ash and stuff for the same effect. So you can just stun lock her permanently with a combination of firecrackers and stuff. It's a very strange choice that they let you do that. But
Can you do
so for
that
this
on
run-
the other monk as well?
Yeah.
I believe. Yeah, I remember
Yes,
that.
both of them. So I'm going to be deliberately not doing that, basically. So that's another thing where, you know, the boss would let us kill them really easily, and we're going to help them not get killed so easily. And now we're ready to head to Ape. I have to do mental check. Yes, okay. The routing is also complicated because there are bosses in this game, so I have to, like...
There
make sure
are
that
how
I'm not
many
forgetting.
bosses in this game?
There's, you know, there's like some many, roughly.
Yeah, okay, I see.
Because it's complicated, you know, you like, you know, you have to just like carry the two, and, you know, maybe there's sometimes you don't want to carry the two. I don't know. There's a lot of them. A whole stable of little guys. Now we're just running through here. We've got Gunfort here. Gunfort is a really scary part of the run, normally. We're just going to take it safe here. We're not going to go for what most people call YOLO Gunfort. I like to call it Top Route Gunfort. I think that sounds cooler. Oh, hello?
Yeah, this area is really scary, honestly.
But the main reason it's scary is that if you die over a pit, even if you have revives left, you'll just forever die. And it's a really long run back, especially if you don't grab safety idols. But we will, of course, be grabbing safety idols here. There's also a bunch of clones down there. So if I don't kill 7 Spear before now, the clones won't spawn. Normally, I just do a wall kick there. Ooh. Nice. That's a good preview.
Yeah,
good preview.
That's what's to come.
That's actually fine, though. It de-aggroed the rest of them. I missed the wall kick there, which was supposed to be the strat. It's fine. But yeah, by using a stealth sugar here, at least on this mini-boss, we can get a stealth death blow on her if we buffer a crouch out of this grapple here. Oh, that was weird. Got a hard fall there? Oh, thought she was gonna fire a little later than that. That's weird that I got a hard fall. Oh well. Well, we just fight her now. Okay, or we die.
Okay, all right. Well,
now we do it. We do it again.
One again.
Yeah, I don't think I've died to her in this run. It's weird that I got a hard fall. I don't know why I got a hard fall. That's what messed up the crouch. Somehow it considered that I was falling from really high up. I'll have to rewatch the VOD on that. Yeah, so like that.
Yeah.
Just buffer a crouch out of the landing, and then... And then if I space right, like that, I can just jump over her swings. No matter what she does. Which is the speedrun strat. And then I'm going to rebuff with Gotchin here. So I only have half my health. It doesn't matter. These gunshots will kill me even without a counter hit. And they tend to counter hit you. So I would jump to the left and do like a somewhat difficult grapple there. That would be top route. This is bottom route. Bottom route is 5 seconds slower. We're just going to do that for this. I'm going to wait for that guy to shoot. There we go. I can still get shot in the back here, but it's less of a big deal. Yeah, there we go. In speedruns, this is like an incredibly frustrating section. You can very easily just lose a decent run. Like, it mostly goes fine if you're used to it, but it's frustrating sometimes. Okay. Oh yeah, I didn't talk about the Tonto. I will after this fight, I will talk about the Tonto. So here I'm gonna jump to Mortal Draw. I just need to not miss. There we go. 3, 4, 5. Interrupt. Mortal Draw. So I interrupt the end of his combo there. And then from behind, it's very easy to bump this giraffe. See, look at his name.
Yeah.
Chad. I didn't lie to you.
Yeah, the
These are
other one was
giraffes.
not called Giraffe, I have to say. I didn't want to call you out on it, but...
No, but it was. I knew. I just knew the advanced lore.
Yeah.
But yeah, this is Snake Lake here. This is why I like having swim. Because this snake is weirdly afraid of water. So like, it just hit him. And he doesn't care. He won't go in the water. So if we can swim underwater, we could just do that. And swim through Snake Lake. which is pretty cool. But yeah, Tonto. So Tonto is going to be sacrificing half of my current maximum health to give me like essentially blood emblems. If you think about like blood bullets in Bloodborne, that's how they work. So it'll give me 5 additional emblems on top of my base 20 that I can carry at a time. And that's going to matter a lot. It matters a lot in the normal all bosses and mini bosses run. It definitely matters a lot here where the fights are so long. You can only use it up to 3 times in a life. Otherwise, we would actually spam it more in this run, definitely. But yeah, that's going to help us here. And then so we want firecrackers. Grab this for safety. So you can watch my total go up there. And see, if I Tonto and then Yasha, I'm basically not giving up any health. Because I'm cutting my health in half anyway.
Yeah.
Okay, Cracker 1, 1, 2. Cracker 1. 1, 2. Okay, we're good. So I need to hit his head with that mortal draw to do that kind of damage. That's why I was like, I hope I got enough damage. Otherwise, that cycle doesn't work. So that is, again, unique to New Game Plus, that particular stagger cycle. And I need to still hit the sweet spot on his head. So same thing here. He's going to have a sweet spot on his neck hole instead. He may scream here. I can't do anything about that. Yeah, in the speedrun, we can consistently stagger him out on regular New Game, but he has too much poise in NG+, so I have to just kind of let him. This is good, okay, and then when he does this, so I can get 2 hits in. Spear pull. Jumping mortal draw. Miss input. That's unfortunate, oh well. I still actually got decent damage on that. But yeah, I can spear pull into mortal draw damage on his neck hole is the important thing there. Sweep is just a waste of my time. Backstepping is a waste of my time, and then into double scream. Very cool. Fortunately, he dies very quick in the normal speedrun, so he could still like kind of screw you, but not that hard. I think just spear pull mortal draw will kill now. There we go. Oh. Got a weak. I didn't hit the sweet spot there, but that's fine. Yeah, so that's ape. But what if? What if there were 2 apes? Perhaps.
No way.
No
They would
way,
never
right?
do it.
They wouldn't, right? From Software, reusing bosses, duplicating bosses. There's no way.
Just adding more of the same boss.
The critically acclaimed From Software, multi-time Game of the Year winners. There's absolutely no way. In one of their games, no, can't be. Anyway, here's Double Ape. So now we go back to that ominous room. There's actually 2 bosses in the ominous room. So this is another fight that's fairly annoying because of phase 2. There is a cycle, but I kind of dependent on him screaming. There's another way to do it if he doesn't scream, but it's significantly more annoying than if he just please scream for me. But first, we just got to get through phase 1. Phase 1 is the same as phase 2. But there is a very specific logic, essentially, to the way that these 2 work together with their AI that we can take advantage of if we understand how it works. Okay. So I want him to just scream at me immediately. He will either scream or he will do these big slam attacks. I don't want to take the big slam if I can help it. I want him to just scream. There we go. This will cause her to go into her long combo here. 1, 2, bop, and then I can double mortal draw, headshot, kill her. And he goes passive when she goes into that state, so he'll just let it happen. Like that. And now we just have to kill phase 2 ape again, but actually with less health than normal. So that was fine. Sometimes he just refuses to scream, and that's when this fight gets annoying. He will just like try to combo over and over. And so the other way you can do it is that every time after he does the big slam, the other ape will do a jump attack. This will kill, obviously. The other ape will do a jump attack, so you can actually have time. You parry the big slam, you spear pull headless ape, you parry the jump attack, and then you can even get a mortal draw, like some mortal draw damage off on the other ape. And that's the other way you have to play it. Like just doing that over and over, but it's a lot harder and it's slower.
That's impressive. I remember when this game first came out and people were really struggling on this fight for speedruns, but it seems like it's been fairly understood how to tackle it nowadays.
Yeah, it's like in the speedrun, it's nice. You just sweet spot on the headless ape. You don't even have to deal with the second ape. But yeah, figuring it out for this run, I spent many hours figuring out how this boss like actually functions. Actually having to deal with different attacks and stuff. It is a lot harder. Okay, so another headless. This one is also fairly annoying. Because a lot of the headless are in very annoying arenas too. And again, I have to be like managing my buffs. Immediate teleport is annoying. Easy to deal with, but it's just kind of a waste of time. And the longer the fight goes on, the more I have to buff. But yeah, I killed that chicken because the chicken would have come over here otherwise. Like that wasn't just me being mean to chickens. I understand why you might think that after what I did to the giraffe population of Japan, but no, I actually kind of needed to do that. Okay, this is fine. I can buff here. I just have to time my turnarounds to not have that happen, ideally. It's kind of hard to time the turnaround to not get grabbed like that, especially when the wall is close there, but it should be fine. We've got both of our buffs up. We have a skill that makes our sugars last a little longer. This is good. 1, 2, 3, parry. And then it would be 1, 2, 3, parry again. But yeah, we have a skill that makes our sugars last a little longer. So our sugars last 45 seconds. And our confetti lasts a minute. But yeah, that's one of the more, like all the headless, like again, if you're not looping them. And then this strat is very similar to the run, but I have to hit twice, which is hard here. Nice. So it's just a lot tighter, basically, to get the double shuriken on the last monkey into still getting the death blow. But it does look cool. That'll kill, yeah. So there are more phantasms that spawn here, so I will, like, go grapple up here before I warp to last rested, so that I don't get killed by the phantasms. We're almost into late game now. We've got like one more mini boss to clean up here, and then we can make our way over to Owl.
It's going smooth.
Yeah, the beginning was a little rougher than normal.
Yeah.
The mid game has gone better than normal, I would say. But yeah, these Shichis, like, I feel like I've gotten better generally at like just like free-forming the Shichimen. I haven't necessarily been executing like my intended strats as well as I would like on them, but I've gotten better at like just not dying to them at least. Yeah, so I try to stick behind him there. And okay, that doesn't matter. He really wants me to... Okay, well, at least we get to show this cool animation again, but it's annoying when he does it and he's almost dead. Like, my brother...
You said that's like an upgrade. You have to get the mid-air death blow.
Yeah, and it's in a really weird spot, normally. You would buy it from an NPC. See, that's one of the little balls. They just kill you. But yeah, you have to buy it from an NPC in Ashina Castle. Okay, we'll just parry him, that's fine. Then we'll rebuff. He'll be at one of these two over here. There we go. We should be able to just finish him here. That's fine. Yeah, sometimes you're just running and like one of those orbs will just spawn underneath you and kill you. Because the game was not intended to be played this way. I feel like this is what a lot of people think that FromSoft games are, just like in general, but they're not supposed to be like this.
Mm-hmm. We are choosing to make them this way.
Yeah. You'd be surprised at how, like, if you actually are upgrading your health and stuff, you might be surprised at how many mistakes you can make and be totally okay. Okay, so now we have to climb Ashina Castle again. We would go in the swim hole over there normally, but we are good boys today. No swimming for us.
Yeah, actually, no air swimming at all on the show.
This
today.
whole thing, yeah. If we're like really early and we get through the Shura bosses too, maybe I'll show a little air swim.
Yeah.
But we got a lot of other things. Oh yeah, that guy. All that damage. That little kick. You just have to move like a little over to the left more. And then yeah, if I die to this, then we'll just go. Okay, I like that. This jump is kind of difficult. Okay. We'll go the other way. We did it before. We'll go the other way. And we'll grab the safety idol as well. I'm hoping we don't die to Owl. So the strats I'm going to be doing for Owl are basically the speedrun strats currently. This is a boss that we used to cheese. But
really?
it is actually...
You don't do it anymore.
Yeah, it's really sick, honestly. So this is going to be the speedrun fight, but a little longer, essentially. It's a really, really cool strat. Or series of strats, I guess, because it's just a fight. It's not like a script. There's just ways of punishing everything. To switch to shurikens here. Yeah, I will focus up for this. Make sure we don't choose the Shura ending. Buff. Okay, that's fine. That's just a kick that just staggers you. If we jump to the side like that, it avoids it. Okay. Now we need to save our emblems for phase 2. In the speedrun, we'd have more damage, he'd be dead in like regular new game. So yeah, also that's a weird thing. If you parry the shurikens and the posture damage would kill him, then he takes posture damage from it. Otherwise, he doesn't. It's weird.
That is strange. Yeah, it looked like you like teleported to him.
Yeah, it looks cool. Oh, I messed up. Oop. Yeah, sorry you can't see what's happening here. So normally you'd try to jump iframe the smoke there, but I got hit by the smoke. Fortunately, he did the heal block instead. And then, unfortunately, I did one of the coolest punishes that you can do, but you didn't really get to see it very well because we were stuck by the door. But when he does the double shuriken throw into, the double shuriken throw into jump, you parry both shurikens, you shuriken him yourself while he's in the air, and then you immediately jump, parry his attack in the air, and then come down with a mortal draw. And that's what we did there. Really, really cool.
Yeah, I didn't realize you don't even like put him in the corner anymore.
Yeah, not even in normal runs, because with Yasha, that's faster. You just have to route the rest of the game so that you have a Yasha to spare here, which is the big thing for a long time. But yeah, it's a really cool fight, actually. It's such a weird thing in these games to get to a point where it's like, oh no, we actually just fight him now. Oh, whoops. No quit outs. We will advance time the intended way with this idol here. So that's just going to spawn Emma here. And who is ready for dialogue? We love dialogue. At least we get to start cancel most of it. We're going to get like basically all the rest of it out of the way here. So we're doing the stuff needed for the like main story right now. And then we're also going to do the stuff we need to do for the secret ending. One of the secret endings. Purification ending, because there is a boss and 2 mini bosses locked behind that ending. So we do need to do that, and we need to do it in the speedrun as well. And we're going to do a little bit of boss cleanup while we do. Because there are new bosses that have spawned in Ashina Castle now. So we have to eavesdrop on Kuro there. We have to sit to spawn Emma up at the top. Like so. And these mini bosses also, some of them will despawn. Okay. And then we rest again. Some of them will despawn once we kill Dragon, basically. So we do have to kill some of these now anyway. And we also have to do this stuff with Emma before a certain point. And then we rest one more time. That will spawn her down there. You'll see her disappear. There we go. Now we go get her dialogue down here. But yeah, so we took the... We're doing Purification ending now. In the all bosses and mini bosses category, we just don't kill the Shura bosses and we call it all bosses and mini bosses. I didn't name the category. Take it up with Dan. But in this, for this particular showcase, unless we're quite a bit over time, we will do the Shura bosses as an additional fight. I am not as good at the Shura fights, but I have been practicing them for this, so should be able to do them fairly quickly after.
I honestly don't think it's like a big deal that the category name is very slightly inaccurate.
Yeah, I don't mind either. Because yeah, the only way it would either be you'd either have to do a Shura run just like on top of the normal run, or you'd have to load a save file.
It's just it would be a worse run if you had to do that.
Yeah, and that's the thing I think that's kind of underrated from casual viewers sometimes in terms of like designing speedrun categories, is that above all you need it to be a runnable category. Yeah. Otherwise, no one will run it.
Yep, that is very true.
So we buff here. This is an interesting thing from like kind of a lore perspective too. This guy is actually going to use a Yasha on us here, but we want him to. So we're going to do a single mortal draw to avoid over damaging him. He will buff, which cuts his posture in half and lets us get a free extra mortal draw there and brings him closer to dead here.
I guess I never noticed that he actually uses a sugar as well.
In the normal speedrun, we do too much damage to him too quickly, and then he will no longer want to buff. But in this, because NG +7, again, he has so much health and everything, with Demon Bell and No Charm, we can do a free mortal draw, and he'll still want to Yasha after, which is very helpful for this cycle. I probably should have grabbed that idol for safety. It's a little bit of a run back if I died at this headless, but it's fine. This is the final land headless. We have one more water headless. We will have killed 4 out of 5.
By the way, Spacey, how are we doing on time?
I don't have the timer up.
Okay.
Hold on.
You're like an hour 6 minutes RTA.
Okay. Yeah, we're doing pretty good then.
Okay. I'm just saying, if you wanted to take a break, it's okay. If you want to keep going, we can do that too.
I would rather keep going.
Okay.
That will make sure we have more time
to show off the Shura stuff.
Yeah, I'm fine if I have to fill more time after. There are still some very volatile sections.
Yeah.
In late game. That's my concern.
Gotcha. Well, yeah, we can just keep it rolling then if that's what you want to do.
Okay, I let my Yasha run out here, but that's okay. Okay, cool. Okay, I'm glad to have all the land headless done at least.
Oh yeah, cool. There's the water ones seem so mean, but I don't know. Maybe it's not as bad as like it felt when I was trying to do it myself.
Learning to fight them is a pain because of the water movement. They actually have a simpler. They actually have a simpler move set.
Yeah, I think that's what I noticed. But I agree. I think it's just the water movement's unusual.
Yeah. We do have one more of those. So we just do this last dialogue here. Ask about what you overheard. There we go. We have the Owl Bell Charm. We haven't actually grabbed the other Harada Bell. I did not forget about it. We will grab it later, and I will explain why when we get there. But we'll just do both Haratas back to back later. Okay, so now we will fight True Monk. There is an intended, or sorry. No, I'm not sorry, actually. There's an intended phase 2 skip for Monk. You can use that fact to do a phase 1 skip that is clearly unintended. So we will not be skipping phase 1. We will be doing the intended phase 2 skip. And then phase 3 we'll just fight. So, buff.
Yeah, this is the one that I spam firecrackers on.
Yeah, you totally can. We will not be that. 1, 2 from behind so that she actually lets us get the damage. And the nice thing about Monk is that she throws so many attacks at you that when you know how to parry her, she goes down fairly quick. You just have to be careful of like some of her quicker attacks that have hyper armor. Well, pretty much all of her attacks have hyper armor, but rather some of them she'll cancel out of herself. So I just need to make sure I don't jump up too early, so I'm going to do 1R1 to make sure I time that. She will teleport to the center. We will just take our scripted death blow. And then I'm going to start this out with the same cycle we would do in the run normally. I can get a free mortal draw here. 1, 2, 3, 4. Jump iframe that attack. And then she goes off cycle here because we didn't skip phase 1. And I have tested, it's not NG plus that makes her go off script, it's the fact that we actually fight phase 1 means that her RNG has advanced. Which is an interesting little bit of insight to know about how they work. I'm honestly surprised that her RNG like carries over between phases, even when you do the whole phase 2 skip. Very interesting to me, but maybe a little too nerdy. But yeah, it just happens when you've been running these games for years. You think a lot about how the bosses work, their brains and stuff. Yeah, so that's the last Monk fight. Whoops, I jumped a little early there. That's fine. And now this, I'm not running all the way through Temple. This is probably unintended, but it's like not a glitch, so I'm gonna do it. You wait like half a beat after the lightning hits the wall there to start swimming, and then his second hit will just miss.
I bet they probably knew that this was possible, honestly.
They certainly didn't fix it. The things that they did fix were things that could like they tried to fix bull skip, right? Because if you skip bull, so there's supposed to be a thing where if you skip a mini boss that is like missable, their bead will spawn in this donation box at the end of the game. But mini bosses like bull, they weren't meant to do that, so their bead doesn't spawn. So they tried to fix bull skip because you could cheat yourself out of a bead that way without going to another new game. So like, it's very clear at least. The stuff that I like that about FromSoft, honestly. The stuff that they do fix, it's like, you can kind of see why. Like, especially in this game that doesn't have PvP. I have to do some weird movement here to be able to get this death blow. And then he's going to teleport down here. This one only has 2 teleport locations. I'm going to try to bait him away from here soon. 3, 4, and Firecracker so he doesn't spawn terror. Whoops, I didn't mean to mortal draw there, but... be careful. Can you parry me and teleport? There we go, okay. I wanted him... I probably could have just killed him at that point, but... I want him to teleport away from the fish dogs. The fish dogs, were going to be annoying very shortly if he didn't teleport. Okay, that was fine. Cool. Yeah, there is a very difficult skip here I would do in like actual all bosses and mini bosses, but yeah, I'd kind of draw the line at that one because we would skip both phases in a way that is clearly very glitchy and unintentional. So swim to this lily pad here. Come on, jump, jump, please. I want to do the thing. I might be too close to him. Nah, all right. That's fine. That's unfortunate he did the fast jump. I wanted to show you can aerial death blow him when he does the jump. And usually the cycle works out. You can also just bully him. But usually the cycle works out that it's like very cool. But unfortunately, not this time. I need to stealth sugar. Confetti. So this underwater headless, he has a twin, because it's like very lore relevant that he has a twin. So we have to use a stealth sugar, and we can't use both a stealth and a Yasha. So instead, we're going to be using. I didn't quite space that right. If you get right up against him, I was too far. But if you're right up against him, you can just not get hit by that. But yeah, so we're going to use confetti instead, and we're just going to go for a health kill instead of a posture kill because the other twin will spam projectiles at us otherwise. So we can just kind of do this, like, swim away, and he'll just alternate. As long as we're close, he'll just alternate between that spin and the grab. Well, we just have to be a little careful. There we go, okay. It's sloppy, but it's fine. And now we've got one more bull. Fortunately, this bull has an intended insta-kill, so we're gonna do the intended insta-kill. But if bull doesn't see you, and you firecracker bull, then it will go immediately into its death charge, and you just have to bait it into a wall. You can also get a stealth death blow from above on bull, but it doesn't insta-kill bull. It only does like 40% of its health. So we're gonna do the firecracker strat instead. But it's identical to the first bull.
Oh, so you have to do it without it seeing you. I remember trying to do
Yes.
this, and it just didn't work, and I was like wondering why.
Yep. So that's also why. So this does work on the first bull, but you have to get into the arena without aggroing bull, which means you have to go out of bounds. So
Okay, interesting.
but it's a thing with bull in general. If bull is not aggroed and you firecracker, then it will do it. The same way that the intended monk phase 2 death blow from above lets you death blow corrupted monk, which we didn't do here again because it would be an unintentional instant kill. But yeah, interesting thing. Definitely recommend it for casual playthrough. I don't think it's worth fighting a second bull. One is
Yeah, I'll
enough.
have to keep that in mind next time. Just don't let them aggro on me and firecracker. Okay.
Yeah. Let me see. So we're done with confetti now.
Yeah, I'm taking notes. I don't play this game super often, but every now and then I do a playthrough and try to test out some speedrun strats.
Mortal Draw, I think, is really fun. I ran this
Yeah,
game
it is.
before Mortal Draw was like a big thing. And I really think it's like more fun this way, like with Mortal Draw. So this fight is just kind of annoying in this. So most speedrunners hate this fight because it is a big RNG fest, just objectively. I don't deny that, but I still like the theming of it a lot and stuff, so. As speedrunners go, I definitely don't hate this fight as much as most people do, but in this run, I do kind of hate it. It's just long. It's not particularly difficult, but it feels like you have to do a lot of work for a little bit of extra damage, and you can just get cycles where you're just not going to get much extra damage. So this is just the phase 1 clear. No, okay, cool. That worked. Perfect. Perfect timing, actually. So we'll see what lightning we get here. The lightning can spawn on any of these 5 branches. And it also depends on what opener he does. Okay, that's a good opener. That's a bad branch, but not like the worst if he does this opener. If he'd done the other opener, that would be the worst branch. And then I'm going to try to bait either a triple or a bite here. Triple's good. So I can damage his arm here. You may also notice I'm going to fill his posture, but he won't die. It's only his health that determines when he goes to phase 2. Actual opposite lightning spawn is crazy. But yeah, so like, there's the bite. We can get some damage here. This should be fine. And now he could do kind of whatever he wants. Yeah, he could just do this. I think like maybe one more lightning will kill or one more lightning in one combo. Okay, at least he did the sweep next. So hopefully he can do like a triple here. Oh no, okay, we had enough damage. Okay, good. That was pretty good. In like a PB attempt, I'd be upset about opposite lightning spawns, but in this, it doesn't matter as much. It's just like, if he does the wind into triple and just doesn't give you a punish on the triple, that's like the most annoying thing in this. And this is just kind of an auto scroller. He's just gonna do attacks for a while until we can actually finish him. I need to make sure my posture isn't full when I trigger the last lightning. And so I used to run a category called Immortal Severance where we wouldn't have the ability to parry midair, and you can't really parry the whole combo standing in place without the ability to parry midair. So I'm just used to dodging it by running like that, but you can also just stand there and parry it. It's a very pretty fight, and the OST is great, yeah. Whoops. Alrighty, so this puts us into late game. Also, balls. So, we're gonna go do right to Demon of Hatred now.
I'm interested to see this one.
Yeah, so in the speedrun since a very long time ago, there are many ways to just instantly kill this boss or cheese it. The way we do it now is amazing from my perspective, honestly. But yeah, not here. Oops. So yeah, we're gonna have to actually go fight Demon of Hatred. We're gonna get the key from Emma, use it later. And we have to kill Shigekichi as well. So we're gonna do like old school strats for Shigekichi. We're gonna bait him into the explosives, essentially. There's a lot of oh, I'm also gonna cancel fall damage with my fingers.
Wow.
So fingers stronger than legs. See, legs, ow. Fingers,
Yeah,
perfect.
no, all good.
Just did that just for comparison.
Well, he has like a prosthetic, you know?
Yeah.
Not
One
like
of
the
them.
prosthetic is attached to anything, but you know.
Okay, so I need to get my stealth death blow here. So I can get a stealth death blow. He has armor. It's going to take me 2 spear pulls to get rid of his armor. 1. I want to bait this guy over there in that tower to shoot the to pull him. Oh, whoops. I'm gonna get like no damage off of this. Please get closer. Okay. That's really bad. We could buff here. So the problem with this is that there are ads coming. Which, I mean, is something that I think many of us on Twitch are used to hearing and being upset about. Like, oh no, the ads are coming, but yeah, see? Like, I'm perfectly capable of killing him slowly, but oh, whoops.
Yeah, but there's
The
a lot
ads.
going on here.
Yeah.
That is one thing that's extra nice about Mortal Draws. It actually is not bad at clearing enemies out of the way.
It's one of like the only like crowd control kind of abilities you get too. Like you mostly don't get stuff to deal with crowds. Okay. No, he shot me. See, when you die, like enemies get passive for like a little bit. Like they're... I don't know if it's just because it clears their attack queue or if they have like an aggressiveness thing. Because I know in Elden Ring, enemies and stuff do have... they have like an actual like aggressiveness stat that gets dialed up and down because they talked about adjusting that. Like in some of the patch notes, they've talked about adjusting that for some like boss fights that have double enemies.
Yeah.
But I don't know in this case if it actually turns down their aggro or if it's just like their attack queue clears. And so it takes them a while to clear to queue new attacks, basically. But you get like a little bit most of the time when you get back up to just do like something. Most of the time, we're just going to use that for an instant free mortal draw because that's like the best thing we could do with it. But I was hoping there I could just get a combo out of him and kill him before.
Well, you get a second try at this fireworks explosion, right?
Yep. Yep. It's it respawns, so. I'm glad we don't do this strat anymore. I'm worse at it than I used to be when I did it all the time, but there were plenty of things that could just go wrong with it if you didn't bait him properly. Or sometimes, there we go, it would take him a long time to shoot. There we go. Look at all that damage.
Yeah.
I could have buffed there, but I think this is better. Because he just died, yeah. That's fine. Okay, that was second try. It was my fault. There's some weird interactions with the spear, and especially on the stairs sometimes. Like, I was trying to pull him into the explosion, but I didn't end up moving him. I moved me instead. Something you have to be careful of. Okay, but this is why we didn't grab the Harada Bell here. So if you don't grab the Harada Bell early, the NPC who gives it to you dies. But the bell, she drops it, but not as like a static item placement, but as an actual enemy drop, so we can vacuum it from over there instead of even running over there. So not only do we skip her dialogue, but we don't even have to go near her. Not that I like mind visiting her, but you know, gotta be efficient. You could be one thing, you should be efficient. Okay, so this is Demon of Hatred. This, I don't think, is the fight that I hate the most, but it is the fight where I will lose the most time if I, like, die late into it. So it stresses me a bit for that reason. We're gonna immediately idle back. This is gonna switch the fight into its aggroed state, which means there won't be any ads to deal with. You can get Bestowal off of the ads, which is like a buff to your weapon, but it costs so many emblems, it's not worth it, and it's just like not worth having to clear them. I'm kind of gonna focus here for this. I'm trying to get 2 mortal draws off in phase 1 here. And now I'm just gonna R1. See, this is the problem here, right? If we had infinite mortal draws, we could, like, kill this guy so fast. Even with all these things, but he just has so much health that we just can't. So we have to ration our mortal draws. And I also have to manage my buffs, because this is where... So, like, we have, like, 70 of everything in storage, right? But you can only hold 3 at a time. So we can't just scarf down Yasha's the whole time. That was actually a pretty good phase 1.
Yeah, that was a long phase 1.
That was good.
Like a long fight.
Yeah. That's what I mean is scary about this fight. Okay. So I back away from him. I can't do any damage to him now anyway. I want him to just do this slam. If I'm too close to him, he'll just back away and then do the slam. So you just let him slam. And then here in phase 2, that's unlucky. I'm going to try to get 2 mortal draws off, and then also get a Tonto off in this phase, if I can. This is just a time waste. This attack is very easy to dodge. You just run in circles like this. I really wish they hadn't given him that attack. Okay, he's staggered. I have to Tonto, though. I have to Tonto while my Yasha is still active. Otherwise, I won't be able to. I'm stuck by the tower. Okay, the tower's gone at least. This has been a very bad phase 2. Okay. He is running away a lot. Yeah, sure, you can do that, buddy. But, so the way I've kind of routed my emblem usage is just to give me the easiest time, like, kind of burning down his last phase, at least. So, at least if you make it to the end, your chances of success are very high. This is an awkward... Okay, we're good. It's an awkward distance. So if he's really far away, he'll always do the slam, but if he's like an intermediate distance, sometimes he'll do the slam when you get close. And avoiding the slam from up close is very strange. It's doable. I've practiced it, but okay. So hopefully we can just burn down phase 3 quickly here. Hate that. And he jumps back, gives me a half hit. It's fine. Not much I can do about it. So we just want to try to make sure we use all of our Mortal Draw emblems while our Yasha's still active. We got one more we can use. Okay, so this is the slam. That's fine. As long as he does the slam immediately, I don't mind it. Like, it's slow, but... He'll do the follow-up there. Good stagger. He's almost dead. Yeah, you can use Malcontent to stagger him here, but that costs emblems that we could be using for Mortal Draw. That's the thing. There's like a lot of prosthetic tools and stuff you could use, but like the emblem cost. I don't think we got hit at all there because anything that would hit us would kill us.
I don't think so.
Okay,
Very nice.
Cool.
Long fight.
Yeah, that's why that one stresses me, just because it's so long and it's like you're just like a little bit out of position on anything. Because like compared to like Ishin, right? You're doing so much parrying on Ishin. Your positioning is a little more forgiving, but a fight like that where you can't really rely on parries because you'll like die through them, it's like way scarier to me. Okay, this section is also really annoying. Like basically all of Harada 1. Harada 2 is fine. Harada 1 is terrible. But hopefully this goes okay. Let me see. So, yeah, did you have any questions or anything?
I was just gonna say that like Demon of Hatred is like so different from the rest of the bosses in the game.
Even compared to Ape, I think. Yeah, like I think I have mixed feelings about Demon of Hatred. I don't hate Demon of Hatred. I think he's a little bit too long. Like I don't think he's interesting enough to justify how long he is. Like maybe cut out his phase 2. And he has certain attacks that are like very easy to deal with, but just waste a lot of time. That I kind of just wish weren't there. But...
And the regular speedrun, you still do the similar thing to the Gyobu strat where you jump across and make him fall to his death, right?
We use a swim now to do it.
Oh,
it's
okay.
1,000
Same
times
strat,
better.
but you do it differently. Okay.
Yeah, it's 1,000 times better.
Yeah. So you just like make him fall right to his death in the speedrun, and it's like you don't even really fight him.
Yeah. So I learned that fight for you, chat. Just for you. And here, there's so many ads here, I'm actually going to just keep my Gachin on rather than buffing with Yasha to give me more time to kind of bait Makuris here. This fight is also like a really long run back if you die here. Okay, cool. Very happy with that. That's one of the more annoying fights actually in this run when it goes poorly. Very, very happy to get past that. But now we have another fight that's packed with ads because that's what Harada 1 is. Oops. Okay. There we go. Cool. But yeah, because these are fights in the run also. We would just come here very late, kind of like we're doing now, but we would actually be leveled up, you know? Hey, Dad. Whereas we are not like leveled up. So we could just cleave down all the ads and stuff with Mortal Draw. Like that boss dies in like a single Mortal Draw per phase in the speedrun. And then same thing for this Drunkard here. I'm actually very comfortable with the Drunkard moveset. Drunkard has a cool moveset, actually. But everyone hates Drunkard because every single time you have to fight Drunkard, it's terrible. Because they just always pair him with a bunch of enemies. I will grab this idol for safety, because this is also a long run back. And very possible to die here. So there's a guy you can get to help you on this. I don't really like using him. It makes Drunkard's aggro kind of unpredictable. It's just like a mess. And so I have to be very careful here also to like find space to fight Drunkard without aggroing any other ads in like all the areas that are around here. But I will at least get to start the fight off with a stealth death blow, so... Gonna gotchin. I can slide up behind him here. We can only have one sugar active at a time, but I can stealth up behind him, Yasha, and then immediately take the death blow before he sees me. I'm gonna do one of those to get some damage. I'm actually gonna blood smoke here. And now I'm just trying to cleave down the ads here. He's breathing. He would stun me there. It's okay. There's only 2 left. The shield guys, I should be able to back away from him. Okay, this is the hard part. Oh, really? Questionable.
Whoa.
Questionable hitbox. All right, well, we try that again. Yeah, that's why Harada 1 is like one of the worst things. Like Demon of Hatred, I think this is more annoying than Demon of Hatred. Demon of Hatred stresses me out just because you lose so much time if you do die. But this one is this whole section is just like ad city, and clearing the last of the ads is like annoying. The second fight with the drunkard here is like, it's way comfier. There's like a million different ways to do it, like in a way that are
Oh, really? On the refight? Or you mean the second Harada?
second Harada. Yeah.
Okay.
Let's see. Okay. Went for the double there. Okay. Not quite. Okay. Cool, he decided to breathe that, so we can do this. And don't get poisons. Okay. A shield guy all the way out here is annoying. I have to watch for them to charge like that. That's annoying that they ran out here immediately. So I'm out of emblems for a full damage mortal draw. Could run away and re-Yasha, but I will if the shield guys get closer. I'm gonna try to just finish him here. But yeah, that's the thing though. So many of these fights, with everything being so much bulkier, it's hard to have like consistent. It's hard to have consistent cycles. Like things are gonna go off script like that a lot, and you just have to deal with it. I'm okay with second try. Okay, so Butterfly is the last part of Harada. I think she's the least annoying, but she's still annoying. If it goes well, it won't look annoying because I'll just be like
spamming attacks the whole time.
Exactly, yeah. But in phase 2 especially, it can get sketchy. So I'll start off like we would in the speedrun, especially if she does the AFK opener. I can get her started with some damage like that. Okay. And then frequently she will just loop like not like this. She's not doing it. It's okay. There we go. Like that kick.
Yeah.
Especially in phase 2. Yeah. However, she has like a really long combo in phase 2. The problem with that is that she spawns these little butterflies that just do like chip damage to you while you're parrying her. I know how to parry that combo because I used to have to do it, but the butterflies will kill me. So I can't parry that if she does it. I have to run away as soon as possible to avoid the butterflies or I will die. Just to the quote-unquote chip damage. But most of the time, she will just do this over and over. Because she really, really wants to summon her clones like that. See, she tried to snap her fingers there. And you can take advantage of that if you pressure her like that.
Nice.
Yeah, that was good. This fight is fine until it's not.
Yeah, I know a lot of people casually either struggled with this boss or found it very easy. Just depending on what strategy you take on her.
Yeah, it depends a lot on when you come here as well.
Yeah, I can see that as well. Because
It's a fairly long fight.
Large like variance between when people decide to even go to Harada.
Yeah, in the speedrun, we come here late intentionally. It's like 3 mortal draws per phase, for example. Most casual people don't know how to do like that kind of damage, but yeah. So now we have the much nicer Harada 2. And then we've just got Ashina Castle cleanup, and then the final boss. We're doing things. So this is another Lone Shadow.
What's your PV for this, Spacey?
157.
Okay.
Like something.
IGT.
No,
or is that RTA? Okay.
Yeah. We're making pretty good time, I think. Owl 2's not bad. I shouldn't like die to Owl 2. But it can go slow if I have to like casual the fight with no buffs. Which can happen if I mess up a lot. Because like here, like for this fight, for example, you'll notice I'm out of Yasha because I don't know a good place to Yasha in this fight, like a second time. Because if you do it immediately in phase 1, he'll summon the dogs, which we definitely don't want. So we're gonna grab this idol here. We're gonna try to rest at it, but it depends on what the shield guy does, if we're actually gonna get to. So we kind of sit so that it blocks the arrows like that. Okay, he's gonna come at me, that's fine. But yeah, like I said, there's like a million ways to do this fight that are much nicer. I just have to be careful not to aggro too many guys here. So I can get a stealth death blow immediately here. And then this is a little sketchier when this guy has so much health, but I can 1, 2, 3, 4 vault over. Where did he go? Oh, okay. That's weird, but that's fine. Okay. That guy usually isn't that passive, but... And then we just kill the last ad. We get buff, and kind of bait him over to this corner. Dodge through, get a mortal draw in. Mortal draw. This should kill, I think. With a double? Yeah. I have to be careful. I can get myself killed a lot in these because my... this is a Pokemon term, but it's like my head calc is off. Because I'm used to enemies dying from a certain like posture percentage, like in a certain amount of hits. But, you know, again, everything's so tanky now. The bar is effectively less precise. And so sometimes I'll go for kill because I'm like, oh, I can kill. And then it will not kill. And I'm like, oh, it did not kill. And I have to be careful of that. Buff. And then here's Dad. 1, 2. I can turn to avoid that shuriken like that. He's giving me a lot of mortal draw punishes.
Do you get that free opening on a refight there?
It's not the same, but kinda. You can still do 2 mortal draws, at least. And then we'll just fight phase 1 with Yasha. Casual style. Okay.
Yeah, I know it's like, it's definitely a thing, especially like Elden Ring is a good example. Like the first time you fight a boss, it's usually like the best time to fight it. And if you die and have to refight, it's like way worse.
Yeah, so there's an interesting thing though, like I said, bosses, like he doesn't start in the same stance or anything. But there's like a thing with bosses where at the beginning of the fight, they tend to be less aggro. So even though he like looks like he could punish you, you can generally get a double mortal draw off like immediately, and he won't really challenge it. Because I have had to do this on free fight, so Some fights are more different on the opener in this, but there's a surprising amount that are more like that. I'm dead. Yeah. There's a surprising amount that are more like that where it doesn't look like you could do the same thing, but you can do the same thing. Yeah. See, without our Yasha here, we do a lot less. I want to rebuff. I really want my Yasha to finish this. Okay, that's better. That's another thing. That shuriken will kill him if he's in kill percentage. Okay, there we go. Whew.
Nice.
Yeah, that's not a super scary fight from my perspective, but like, you know, stuff happens. It can go really slow, as you saw, if I'm like out of resources. I have to wait for him to finish his dialogue here. In a speedrun, this would be a quit out, but it's not faster RTA anyway to do that. Okay, and then Ashina Castle cleanup. So for this, we're going to be doing like the older route, where we go through the interior. Currently, we do a different cycle where you actually jump down from the outside and do a series of aggro chains. It's pretty cool, but it doesn't let us get good fights on certain other bosses. We just like kind of brute force them with damage. But again, the main point of this challenge is that we die really fast, but also part of the point is that we can't just brute force stuff as much. So I'm going to try to do a strat here. 1, 2, double parry. And then I'm going to do one attack after each double parry. Yeah. And it's going to tend to make him immediately... It's going to tend to make him immediately do that punish again.
I see what you mean about them going a little passive after you die.
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to avoid, but we're out in the hallway here. Oh, he did it immediately.
Oh,
Okay.
he did not go passive there, though.
Yeah, not always, but in general. That's okay. I think this is like probably the last fight that's annoying, but he tends to not do... So he has this very quick hilt bash that is very hard to avoid, but again, normally it is balanced by the fact that it does chip damage. But there is no chip damage on this run, so we will, even if we don't die to it, we will get posture broken and then die to the follow-up, so... I did make a mistake, though. I didn't mortal draw him. But if we do this one attack like this, very frequently he will just do that over and over because we're spaced in such a way that he just wants to... Either that or the sweep. The sweep is fine, too. Give me one more. Cool. Wicked. All right, so that's the last like really annoying fight. We should be okay. Not that there aren't difficult ones, but grab this. We actually don't need to use it here, but we will to refill our Yasha count. So what we can do here is, so when we used to do this route, what we would do is you could death blow this guy and then quit out, and then get a stealth death blow on this guy. But again, we're being good boys today. That's all right. We're being good boys today, so we're not going to take our stealth death blow. We're going to use our free attack to kill the ad, and then we will fight the entire 2 phases. But that is a good general casual strat. If there's a boss with ads like this, if you kill the ad and then quit out, the boss will stay dead. I really want to rebuff. Okay, that's fine. I'd rather have my buff even if I have to take a death for it. But yeah, these lone shadows, it's just like... I parried early. That was my bad. I parried early. It's fine. We have the idol. I'm usually not bad at the lone shadows. There's also a thing. So the poison hand is like the only difficult attack to parry because it's the only attack that has like a different parry timing than all the other follow-ups. But you can avoid it by just not letting him parry you. So like if I do one hit like this, he has different attacks that he'll do, but the poison hand isn't one of them. So that is like the safe way to do it. Sometimes I can get the poison hand parry. Okay, that was a much faster phase, so I'm not going to try to rebuff as well. Because I'll have more buff left. But that's another thing is like knowing what's on the table in terms of each boss's moveset, depending on like how you hit them and stuff like that, is a big thing. Okay. Cool. We got Ogre. So the best thing about doing this route, though, with the interior castle, arguably, is that we get a stealth death blow on Ogre. I'm going to kill this guy for safety. I could just grab this door, and maybe he'll kill me, maybe he won't, but we'll just kill him. Then we jump here. And then he will politely kill these ads for us most of the time. Because he actually does enough damage to kill them. Take notes, Bull. Then this is just Ogre now. Basically. This double kill, it will, okay. Sick. Okay, now this fight is a little bit, this fight's long mostly. I'm like pretty okay at it, but it's long. This is another case where if we're not, oh, I almost had it. This is another case where if we're not being cheaters, we can only choose, do we want a stealth blow on the boss or do we want to kill the ad? And the ad has so much health, we're going to kill the ad. But the boss also has a lot of health, which is extremely rude, and doesn't give us a lot of Yasha openings to rebuff in between phases. Okay, so do that. Stealth Sugar. So with a Stealth Sugar active, you can just run as if you follow this route. Oops. Just chill behind him, that's fine. But yeah, we're gonna have to use that to kill the ad in this case. It's too early. Oh, good start. Very strange. What? Okay, I don't know what that was either. He looked like he was gonna do the thing and then he canceled it into the push.
I hated fighting this guy, honestly.
He has a pretty difficult move set, I think, but there was an old route.
What?
Hello?
It's the game having trouble.
Okay. Let's try. If we have to restart the whole game, we will. It's gonna kill the pace a little bit. Okay, this is our one quit out. This isn't my fault. The game is glitching me, guys. I didn't do this. The game
Sometimes
did
you
this.
just can't help it, man. It's hard to do a glitchless playthrough. And the game is just begging you to do them.
Okay, so we're gonna just reopen the game real quick. I don't think that'll mess with OBS capture or anything. I know it won't mess with my Discord capture. No, we can't do it.
I can still see it.
Okay. And then let me pull up OBS. As Regole also knows from running FromSoft games, sometimes FromSoft games do not like to capture.
They don't like to run for a long period of time as well.
It picked it back up. All right, we're good. Okay, so then we should load back in. Fine here. Extremely rude.
That was
time
like
loss.
an exceptional game over right there.
Honestly, I wonder if that's why he was behaving weird as well. Like why he did the cancel.
That can happen sometimes too. Like these games, like they just really want to crash, and there's like other stuff that happens as a result.
So maybe we'll be done with weird things happening. Okay. Yeah, he seems to be behaving normally now. I'm actually just gonna run way away and rebuff. I'm pretty sure that works on this guy, yeah. Cool. This one takes so long if you don't have a Yasha active.
Yeah, I think there was a thing with like a few bosses in Bloodborne. Maybe it was just one boss, but if you left the game running for a long enough period of time, the boss would just not attack you anymore.
I think I remember that, yeah.
I think it might have been I can't remember which boss it was, but it was some boss in Bloodborne. Amygdala, I think.
Last fight.
Last one?
Yeah, last boss. Out of... So we rest here because we need our Yashas back. This is my favorite as well.
This is one of the best bosses in all of FromSoft, in my opinion. And I'm not even a Sekiro fanboy.
Okay. Let's do it. I buff right here. So that's right before the trigger. Oh, whoops. So that I attacked too early. Because I was like, okay, yeah, parry both of these and then hit him. And then I was like, no, I gotta actually parry them both first. Sometimes my brain gets a little ahead of the game. That's fine though. This is not a bad place to take a death, actually. Oh, okay, well that is. I shouldn't have gone for that. I had time to do a normal mortal draw, but I should have just dodged him behind him instead. It's fine. We try again. I'm looking at not the run time, but the actual time. And I think we'll have time to do the Shura stuff at least still though. Okay, just not get too tired. Double mortal draw. Cool. And then we won't waste any emblems on phase 2, or his sword phase. Rather save them for spear. I'll use 2. Whoa. Okay. I thought he was gonna die there. He did not die there. It's fine. Dodge this. So he recovers posture while he's in his spear pulling stance, so I just Firecracker to cancel his spear pulling stance early there. Get a single in case he... Well, okay. Went back into that immediately. That's fine. Unusual, but not like unheard of. Cool, okay.
Alright.
So last phase. So I need to be at full health to tank lightnings, because watch how much lightning damage this is going to do to me.
Oh. Well, he's doing it.
Yeah, that's good though. That was almost too early on that parry. Cool. Now now that I don't have the Yasha active, I can do that. Now I have to heal. Okay, last one. All right,
Nice.
and then so I'll call time when we trigger the credits on Kuro.
I think we will have time for the Shiro fights, assuming
just
it
go.
doesn't take super long.
Yeah, no, I'll go right into it.
Okay. Yeah.
So we do this. And then we hop our way over to Kuro because we can't sprint right now. We're real tired. It doesn't happen often, especially not with like the speedrun cycle, but sometimes he'll die like right on top of Kuro, and it's the funniest thing to me. Okay, so get ready on time. Time.
Nice. Awesome run. Okay. We gotta jump into the Shiro
Yep.
thing real quick.
Skip it.
So we're gonna show off the two bosses that we actually don't fight in this run. Or the space doesn't fight.
Yeah, I'm less good at this because of that, but I have been practicing. Like, I've gotten some good fights, definitely. So this is the reason we don't do it. We would just have to load a save file. Whew. Okay. But yeah, I should be able to get this within a few attempts if I'm not too tired. I've been practicing, like, doing it after. All right, so we start up here. I've already Tontoed on this, as you can see. Owl, we picked the top option both times this time. You have to go through 2 of these prompts. Aye. Okay. We can Yasha here. I'm gonna let Emma do whatever opener she wants. That's cool. I'm gonna try to get 1 Mortal Draw combo off in this phase. This is a perfect opportunity. Cool.
Nice.
We get buff. Heal doesn't really matter there, but got time.
Gotta get your Lloyd sword ring going.
Yeah. Same thing here. I'm gonna get 1 Mortal Draw combo off on this phase and save the rest for the last phase. I didn't want to finish him with a parry there, or with a Mikiri there, so I parried on purpose instead, so that I have time to do this. If I kill him with a Mikiri there, I actually don't have enough time to buff and then do jumping Mortal Draw, and he's dead. Cool.
Nice. Awesome. So we actually did all of them. Amazing.
We actually did all several bosses.
Very well done, Spacey. That was super cool. All right.
Yeah.
You want to give your shout outs and all that good stuff, Spacey?
Yeah, so I'm me. I hope you enjoyed this run. I will continue to be me for the foreseeable future. If you're a big Sekiro fan, I'm about to play Dark Souls 2 for the first time for 2 weeks, so have that to look forward to. Definitely follow. You want to watch some DS2. But yeah, I run this. I also run Tomb Raider 2 on occasion. Been doing some Vegas ILs. Just been fun just to mess around with. That's also a cool game. But mostly I do this. I want to pick up some more variety kind of stuff in the next year for speedrun stuff, but this is always the game that I'll be doing the most. I love this game and have ever since it released, and this will always be my favorite thing. So, yep, that is it for me.
Okay. Well, I want to thank Spacey, definitely. I also want to thank Mitch Riz for the run that Mitch did at the beginning of the show. Those 2 really, really great Sekiro runs back to back. One of them at like super, super high difficulty level. Like that was extremely impressive to see. I hope you guys enjoyed the show today, the Sekiro show. Make sure to come back 2 Mondays from now for more episodes of Game Over, where we're going to do similar things. We're going to put on high difficulty showcases of speedruns. If you want to see what it is, make sure to tune in for the next show. And make sure you stay tuned for Think Fast coming up after this, the speedrunning trivia show after this break. Thank you.